Hello students, good morning. Students, in previous lecture we will discuss about some topics that are related with the Mendelian experiment. Now the remaining topics we were going to discuss in this video lecture so that we can understand the Mendelian's laws of inheritance very well. Now, today's topic is cross or hybridization, and generally it is also called cross hybridization. Yes, students, cross or hybridization is also commonly known as cross hybridization. Then, what is cross hybridization? It is act of sexual reproduction that is carried naturally in sexual reproducing organism with the transfer of gamete, between two desired organisms. It can be also artificially carried between two desired sexual reproducing organisms or plants for experimental purposes. Yeah, as Mendel done by selecting the contrasting pair of allele of the two plants having a dominant trait and recessive traits and make the artificial cross hybridization among these dominants and recessive plants to obtain the progeny of the desired type. So students, the cross hybridization or hybridization is of many types. If we are talking about, then the monohybrid cross, when a single pair of contrasting character is selected, known as monohybrid cross. When two pair of contrasting allelomorphic characters are selected, then called dihybrid cross. And when three pair of traits are selected for the process of desired cross pollination, then this is called trihybrid cross. And if more character than the three from the contrasting traits are selected, then called polyhybrid cross. And beside them, there are also some of the hybridization method which we are going to study in this video lecture. So students, first of all, going to start with the monohybrid cross. As the term monohybrid very clearly explain, mono that means single and hybrid means the desired transfer of gamete or transfer of gamete in between desired organism. So students, here the monohybrid means the selection of a only single trait, the selection of only one trait from contrasting pair of allele, or you can say that contrasting pair of character or trait. This is called monohybrid cross. Let's going to understand the monohybrid cross with an example. Students, as we know that in contrasting pair of trait, when we talking about the height of plant, what? Height of plant. Then we found there are two types of plant on the basis of height of their stem. The first one is the tall, and second one is the dwarf. Tall and dwarf are the two allelomorphic character of the length or height, or you can say that the height of the plant stem. So the size or height of the plant stem has two characters. The one is tall and another contrasting is dwarf. And these contrasting pair of allelomorphic characters are known as contrasting characters. Is that clear? So students, we represent here tall by the symbol capital T, capital T. Yeah, they are homozygous chromosomes. The capital T, and the dwarf are represented by small t, small t. And students, this is the parental generation. What? Parental generation. This is the parental generation, and in short you can also write here P generation. P stands for parental generation. Now, when the cross is made between these individuals of the desired traits, then in F1 generation, it means this is the first filial generation of these individual parental plants. Then in F1 generation, the individuals we obtain is capital T small t, capital T small t, capital T small t, and capital T small t. The student, in this generation, this is the symbol of cross hybridization, and this is the diagram of cross hybridization. It can be also made in a tabulated form. That is called Punnett chart. We will also discuss about that chart. But this is the F1 generation. Is that clear? Here we can only write P gen, and in short, first filial generation, are F1 gen. Is that clear? So students, what we found here? We found here all the individuals in this generation, it means in first generation, become hybrid crop. All plants are tall. All plants are tall. How they are tall? Phenotypically, all plants are tall. But when we study their genes, it means genotypically. Then we observe what we observe in the pair of chromosome. This is the heterotropy, but tall is the dominant trait, so it overlaps, it covers the recessive trait, and all plants are called hybrid top. What students? All plants are called hybrid top. Thus, what we observe here we use the term phenotypically and genotypically. That we discussed in previous lecture. What is genotypic character? The genotypic characters are that which can be expressed by the observation or by the physical observation. They are called phenotypically character. And genotypically characters, when the characters are determined by the study of their karyotype, it means by the study of genes, what type of genes are present in the pair chromosomes, either they are homologous or heterologous, or dominant or recessive, that is depend on this type of study. So genotypically all plants are hybrid type. Is that clear? Thus students, in this cross hybridization method, there is selection of only one contrasting trait is taken. Only one factor or trait is selected, that is the height of plant. Height of plant. Height of plant has two allelomorphic traits, tall and dwarf. The tall is represented by capital T, and dwarf is represented by small t, small t. Is that clear? So, on the cross hybridization, we observe that from parental generation, the individuals are obtained. These are the individual plants we obtain by these parents of the pure breed, or you can say that of the pure type. So here we obtain hybrid crops from the point of view of genotypic character, whereas phenotypically they are appear tall. You cannot differentiate by the observation which are pure tall or hybrid tall, because both look like same. So it is the point to be remembered that when it is asked, name the karyotype or homologous, or you can say that pair of chromosomes are pure tall, then you ask capital T, and when it is asked from you about hybrid tall, then you answer capital T, small t. Is that clear? Thus students, this is about monohybrid cross. Now going to discuss about dihybrid cross. The dihybrid cross is just like that. The monohybrid cross. Only the difference is that here only one pair of selected traits are taken, but here dihybrid cross. Here the selection of two pair of contrasting traits are selected. Selection of, or you can say that selection of two pair of contrasting traits are taken here. What are that? We are going to define with the example. And how can you define the dihybrid cross? When two pair of contrasting traits are selected with their allelomorphic character, and the cross made between the desired plants, then this is called dihybrid cross. And this the dihybrid cross has a definite ratio by 9:3:3:1 by, you can say that genotypically This is the genotypically ratio. Let's going to observe the dihybrid cross with the example, and here the process of cross hybridization is done with the help of Punnett chart, as I mentioned in monohybrid cross. So first of all, we have to use P symbol by selecting two pair of contrasting traits. Then here I am going to select the first trait as height of plant, and the second one is the flower color. What? Flower color. Is that clear? What are the allelomorphic contrasting characters of height of plant? Yes, tall, and represented by the symbol capital T, and dwarf, small t, small. Like that, we choose the flower color. Here we choose the flower color. Only two of the flower color which are contrast to one another. Then here I select the two allelomorphic forms of flower color as red, capital R, and the another is white and represent here by small r, small. Is that clear? Now the possible allele from these both characters, capital T, small, capital T, capital R, capital T, small r, small t, capital R, and small t, small r. These are the possible alleles, or you can say that contrasting alleles, which are passing from one organism to another during the hybridization process. So let's here I am going with the Punnett chart. By putting these traits so here we have required about 16 cells. How much cells? 16 cells. Now here I draw the 4 horizontal lines and also 4 vertical lines. Thus, we obtain the 16 cells from this chart, and this is the symbol for cross hybridization. You can mention it very easily as I draw. Is that clear? This is the symbol to characterize the fusion of gamete of male and female during cross hybridization. Now here we put these terms consecutively and in the same order at horizontal and vertically both. The vertically and horizontally both. Is that clear? Small t, small. In the same order, here also we are going to write small t, small. Now, this is the Punnett chart, and how the process of cross hybridization results are written in these cells, these not law, or you can say that these not follow the law of mathematics, they just follow the Mendelian law, and not here we use the law of algebraic expression. So on cross subdivision between the capital T, capital R, capital T, capital R, we find here the result capital T, capital T, capital R, capital R. Is that clear? Now again the capital T and capital R is cross subdividing between this and this, after this and that, after this and that, and the results are just written just below and in front of these areas. Is that clear? So capital T, capital R and small r. The capital is written first because they are expressing the dominant traits, and small is written after the capital in the symbol. Okay? The capital T, small r, capital R, and now between this and this, the capital R, small r, capital R, small. Likewise, we also multiply or made cross between capital T, capital R to these vertical genes. Now students, I will complete this chart. This and this, capital T, small t, capital is written first, small is written later. Capital T, small t, small r, small r. Now small t, capital R, small r, small t, small r, small r. So what we found here, now we only going to define them by the genotypic character, not by the phenotypic character. So this plant will be tall in height and red color flower, and bears red color flower. So tolerant, this will be also tolerant because capital R is dominant and small r is recessive. It overlaps the recessive traits. Tall, red, tall, red, tall, red. This will be tall, but here both of the contrasting pair of chromosome is homologous and of the recessive type. In this condition, the flower color will be white. What? White color. Now here tall red, tall white, tall red, tall red. And there also the both of the contrast, both of the pair chromosomes have recessive traits. So this will be dwarf in height and red, but the flower color is red because both of the chromosomes of the dominant type. Now this will be also dwarf, red, tall red, tall white, dwarf red, and here both of the pair chromosomes of both contrasting characters are recessive. So this is the only individual ratio of the plant that is dwarf as well as white. Is that clear? So now going to phenotypically ratio to obtain phenotypically ratio. Because here the characters are mentioned as per the phenotypic observation. So the result, the ratio in F2 generation, this is the F2 generation, because here the parent plants are taken with these contrasting traits, and after that the possible key alleles are obtained by cross-fertilization of F1 generation. Now this will be the result of F2 generation. So the ratio between tall red, tall white, dwarf red, and another is dwarf white. Just going to count the ratio, then we find number of tall red 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now no one is tall red. So here I write 9 ratio. Now tall white. Tall and white. 1, 2, and this is the tall white 3. Thus number of observation is obtained as tall white, that is the 3. After that dwarf red. So here I use the different color marker. Dwarf red second, and dwarf red, that is the third ratio of the individual plants. So here also we obtain the number of dwarf red as ratio 3. Is that clear? Now dwarf white, what we find? We found the dwarf red, only one dwarf red, only one dwarf white, only one dwarf white individuals are obtained in the ratio. So what we obtained, the ratio between the individuals in dihybrid cross is 9:3:3:1, and this is first defined by the Gregor John Mendel. That's why he is regarded as the father of genetics. Like that, the traits of the parents are transferred, or the possible of transferring of the traits is also depend upon this ratio. So students, I hope you understand the monohybrid and dihybrid cross and their examples very well. We will meet with the another terms that are used in Mendel's law in next video lecture. Thanks.